Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the HotToys Doc Ock from Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's get started.
Hello, Peter.
So this is the HotToys MMS633 Doc Ock 6 scale figure. This is the deluxe version, and this is from the movie Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's based in the likeness of the actor Alfred Molina. We'll get to that. So I've just removed the box, so that was just the artwork I was showing you. I've just taken off that sleeve, it just slips off, and then you have the box, and then inside you can see all the plastic and clamshell. I'm just pointing out here that this is where the nanotech tentacles are stored. Of course, this one is the deluxe. It comes with both sets, the regular and the nanotech with the red going through them. So I've removed the box, and you can see just again, they've obviously removed the figure, and I've removed the nanotech tentacles, but in the same tray you've got 5 hands. It comes with 2 relaxed hands, but here you can see 2 fists, 2 open hands, and then the hands for holding the glasses. And of course there was the spike there as well, which can be plugged in. We'll see that later on. Now, getting rid of that layer, the bottom layer here has the regular tentacles. So if you're maybe a Spider-Man 2 fan, you're probably going to go for the regular tentacles. And of course we have the base, the dynamic kind of a flight pole or stand as well. I really like this. This is kind of like, I like just laying the stuff out like this. I'm really impressed by this figure. Like, in terms of like voting with my wallet, I've definitely voted with my wallet on this. I'm glad I went for deluxe, even though I think the nanotech is going to be the ones that I'm going to use for the most part. But we're going to get to the sculpt, but I think overall HotToys have done more than enough to get my money. Really impressed by those tentacles and how articulated they are. So this is the base it comes with. Don't particularly like the base, won't really use it that much unless I'm posing it in a kind of on a floating shelf, which I'll get to later on. So you have the dynamic flight pole here, obviously plugs into that, and then the clamp was to the right there. These are the hands that come with it in general, or basically in total you've got 7 hands. Okay, you've got the relaxed ones, you've got the open ones, the fisted, and the ones for holding the glasses. But the glasses, to be honest, they're staying on. And then see that spike there on the left, that's just a clamp. Yeah, and then over here you've got the usual extra wrist pegs, because let's face it, if you've been collecting for long enough, you've broken a wrist peg or 2. And then this spike, which gets plugged in. I've got this plugged in. You'll see this if you pay attention later on. You'll see it plugged into one of the upper tentacles on the claws on the upper part of the nanotech. It's nice because you can make them all look different. I think that's key to making this one look good. Then of course these ones here, these are still in the box. I've just taken them out to show you. I will show you a bit more detail here, but these are the regular ones. So if you're a Spider-Man 2 fan, like I said, you didn't have the nanotech there, maybe you're going to gravitate towards these ones. Right, quick look at this head sculpt. I'm not going to lie, okay? Even though I bought this figure with my own money, and shout out to Lion Rock Toys, I did get a discount for reviewing it. I tend to only buy figures I like, but this head sculpt's not great. As far as the HotToys standard, and they set the standard, folks, they set the standard, and this is definitely not their best work. I give this, it's not the worst head sculpt I've ever seen, definitely not the worst head sculpt I've ever seen. I think it's in hand, it's solid, but to be honest, like, I've never seen reviews in something of a figure, and then them saying it looked bad, and then I got it in hand and it was completely different. It's marginal difference. 7 out of 10 with the glasses on, not the best, but not the worst thing I've ever seen. Now, just on that, I can actually see Alfred Molina in it, but not as much as I'd like. These tentacles are amazing. Whether it's the, let's face it, Doc Ock's trademark thing is the tentacles, so they couldn't afford to mess this up. Now, the head sculpt they could have improved, but they couldn't afford to mess this up. These are amazing. The top two are more kind of a pyramidal diamond shape, and the bottom ones are claw-like. Of course, the red running through these are the nanotech. I actually loved that scene under the bridge in Spider-Man Home. The tailoring here looks excellent. The glass are pretty cool to just pop on. Let's face it, they're staying there because that adds to the likeness. I think when you take them off, it's kind of like it drops down a small bit. The likeness, kind of like the Endgame Loki. With the helmet on, I can see Tom Hiddleston. With it off, it definitely drops a bit. Now, I just wanted to show you the plug-in mechanism here. I'm really impressed by the size of these tentacles, the paintwork on them, the fact that there's the bendable wire runs through them all, and there's so many different points. They're highly articulated. Even the claws you'll see later on, even the claws have different points of articulation. This figure, so impressed with it, and it's got so much presence, but they just plug into the back. Be careful plugging them in. It takes a while, slow and steady, just have patience, don't do this in a rush, and they just plug in. I even like the way that the holes in the jacket there, they're kind of torn as well. If you want to rewind and look again. So these are, I've just taken out one of these tentacles. This is one of the upper ones. Like I said, the two upper ones are kind of pyramidal shaped, but then the bottom ones are more claw-like. But just you can see the wire and all these different individual segments, which makes it really, really articulated. This is just the peg that plugs in the back, and like I said, be careful with that. I felt like I was going to break it, slow and steady, and it's a real friction fit. So once they're in there, I'd imagine they're tough to get out. Yeah, so I'm just showing you the claws themselves. So like I said, these are the pyramidal ones, the kind of triangular shaped ones from the top. There's a point of articulation at the base, or there's two other additional point of articulation. So you got the very, very top, and in a minute, actually 3, I think. 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 joints in total, wouldn't that be right? I mean, so they're highly articulated, so that's going to be great for, like, if you want to pose it, you know, grabbing Spider-Man by the head or something like that. Should be able to close over his head, or holding onto something. Now these are the bottom ones. They're a completely different shape. I again, my attention to detail was probably lacking them when I was watching the movie. Of course, it's moving so fast, I never realized this. But the bottom ones are a completely different shape. They're bigger, they're more claw-like as opposed to be kind of a sharper pyramid shaped. And again, look at all the different points of articulation. This here, not much going on here. I've shown you the figure from the front. I've shown you from the back. I just wanted to show you from the side. I just really, really like this simple pose. Wide stance. He's kind of looking downwards. None of the tentacles or the claws are doing the exact same thing, which makes it look a bit more natural. But I look at the length of the tentacles here. Now this here, first of all, I know this doesn't make sense, because he can't fly, so why is he levitating? I totally get that. I'm doing this on purpose just because I just wanted to pose it on the floating shelf really quickly, see what it would be like. If I was going to do this, yes, of course, I'd put the bottom two downwards, but I just wanted to kind of show a different type of pose. Obviously, I've installed on the right side of the screen that kind of spike or blade that he tries to stab Peter Parker with under the bridge. Yeah, but you know, the stand holds him up quite well. But if that was like a forever pose, or a pose I put in for a long period of time, yeah, the back two, or at least one of them, would be down on that floating shelf. Now, this is the pose that I have him in my display at the moment, and he's going to be in this display like this for a while. Inevitably, the kind of No Way Home figures I'm getting will probably be posed up in the floating shelves. So I've got like 4 floating shelves coming down with maybe Endgame stuff, and then maybe other ones with No Way Home stuff. But I gotta say, I love the way this guy's posed. First of all, no stand. He just has a wide stance. The feet are twisted so they're flat. It took me a while just to mess around with the the tentacles, they're not resting on anything, they're not touching the glass at the back of the Blaleeden cabinets, they're all doing their own thing. So every single one of those 4 tentacles is manipulated, and you can articulate them enough to fit them inside a Blaleeden without having to rest it up against the glass. I absolutely love this figure. Yeah, the head sculpt is not the greatest head sculpt, 7 out of 10 at best, but yeah, I gotta say, this is a major hit. The presence on it, I'm really, really impressed by this. Careful installing those tentacles, but yeah, this is a banger. Gets a thumbs up from me. Okay folks, that's the end of the video. Before I end this video, I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive shout out to Lion Rock Toys. They're the Hong Kong based reseller that sold me this particular product at a discount, but they offer free worldwide shipping, excellent customer service, and have a very user friendly website. So buy from whoever you want, do your own research, but that's who I got this from. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this figure, if you're picking it up or not. What you think about a head sculpt? Give it give it a grade out of 10. You can also follow me on Instagram or on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.